In English, we have a special kind of adverb. These adverbs are called adverbs of frequency. Here are the essential adverbs of frequency. So when we are talking about things that happen 0% of the time, we use never. We use rarely when talking about things that happen about 25% of the time. Sometimes when talking about things that happen, say, half the time. We use often or usually when describing things that happen 75% of the time or so. And we use always when we're talking about things that happen 100% of the time. So these are the essential adverbs of frequency that you should remember. There are some additional adverbs that behave like adverbs of frequency but aren't. However, you can remember these three and include them with the adverbs of frequency we're going to look at so that you know how to use these adverbs correctly as well. And they are just, only, and still, which are three very common adverbs. So where do these adverbs go in a sentence? That's what we're going to look at next. And there are three rules that you need to know. So when you have the verb to be, these adverbs go after the verb. For all other verbs, these adverbs go before the verb. And when you have two-part verbs, these adverbs go in between. So let's look at some examples and these rules in detail. So for rule number one, when we have the verb to be, these adverbs go after. I am never tired. Am is our to be verb, I am. Never is our adverb of frequency, and it goes after. He is always hungry. Same thing, always goes after our to be verb. We are usually on time. Are is our to be verb, usually goes after. She is only happy when playing music. So only, not an adverb of frequency, but it behaves the same. So it also follows this rule, and it comes after is. Rule number two, for all other verbs, these adverbs of frequency come before. He rarely goes to the dentist. So go is a normal verb. It's not to be. And we have rarely, so therefore rarely comes before. She often writes in her journal. They usually take the train. They just arrived in the car. Rule number three, for two-part verbs, the adverbs of frequency go in between. We will never agree to that. So this is a two-part verb, will, agree, that's the future simple. And we have never, our adverb of frequency, and it goes in between our two verbs in our two-part verb. Okay. We would often meet up on Saturdays. Same thing. We would, that's the first part. Meet is the second part, and we put often right in the middle. We would often meet up on Saturdays. You should sometimes take a day off to relax. I am still going to the gym 3 times a week. There's a slight exception here when we have the adverb still in negative sentences with two-part verbs. So the rule is when a sentence has a two-part verb and it is in the negative form, so it's using not or is negated, still goes before all the verbs, not in between. So he still hasn't called. So still is coming before has called or has not called. Comes before, not in the middle. They still will not go to the concert, right? Will go, future simple, but still in this negative sentence needs to come before. So they still will not go. We still have not been training. Have been training. That would be our compound verb. And we typically would put an adverb in the middle. However, we have still, and this sentence is negative, so we put it before. We still have not been training for the marathon. Remember, there are other adverbs, many other adverbs. In this lesson, we learned the rules for adverbs of frequency and 3 additional adverbs only. Never, rarely, sometimes, often, usually, and always, and just, only, and still. But there are many other adverbs with their own rules. However, these adverbs of frequency and just, only, and still are very, very common. So what you learned in this lesson is going to be very useful.